For this Asooke trouser, one bundle to 1.5 is fine. Now, this person's trouser length is 42. So what I did was to add 2 inches to that minus the waistband. That's 44. So I cut out strips of Asooke 44 inches in length. Now for the front, I cut out 5 pieces of 44 inches. And for the back, I cut out 6 pieces of 44 inches Asooke. So what I'm going to do is to take it over to the sewing machine and join them following the patterns. So let's go over to the sewing machine and we'll come back. I've joined them together. This is for the front, 5 pieces of 44 inches Asooke in length. So I measure out the trouser length minus the waistband. And I roll that line out. And then I take the crotch length, which is the hips divided by 4 plus 2 extra inches. Then I take the hip measurement on the crotch line there, and then I add 2 inches for the thigh. On the waistline, I take the same hip measurement, and then from that point, I take out the waist measurement. And then I get the hip line, and I connect to the waist. I also connect the waist to the crotch line, and then I come upwards by 2 inches from the crotch line and I make a curve at that point. Then I take the measurement I have on the thigh there. I also take the same measurement on the hem, as this is a free palazzo trouser. Then I roll that line out. After that, I take 1/2 inch to get the slant on the waistline. Then I cut that out. Pardon my head coming into the frame. I didn't realize it was like that. So after cutting out, what I did was to place that on the back to cut out the back. So first thing I did was to take the slant at the back. I went up by 1.5 inch. I also took 1.5 inches for the allowance. And at the crotch line, I took 2.5 inches for the butt allowance. And then I try to connect the lines. Then for the seam allowance, sewing allowance, I take out 2 inches on the back, 2 inches. Then I connect the lines together. After connecting the lines, what I did was to measure what I have on the inseam of the front, and then take that same measurement to get the inseam for the back. And I connect. After that, I connect the waistline to that upward slant, and then I cut that out. Now, while cutting Asooke, depending on the type you use, you have to be careful because it moves around a lot. Once I'm done cutting, all I did was to cut out the zipper flap and the pocket cover, and that's all. That's all with our cutting. Thank you for watching. Bye.